Hello, sports fans, and welcome to the Scott Sports 101 NFL Football Week 12 recap show. I wasn't able to do any other pregame or post show Sunday or on my Monday Night Football one. So this will be a recap show, and you'll also get a Monday Night Football recap a little later. Well, it was a little too close, but the Browns held on and beat the Jacksonville Jaguars 27-25 at Everbank Field in Jacksonville, Florida. The Browns were lucky that they weren't the team to snap the Jaguars' 9-game losing streak Sunday during a 27-25 victory. That was way too close for comfort, and boy, ain't that the truth. We made it hard on ourselves there at the end, Coach Kevin Stefanski said. The guys fought, and we knew they were going to fight to get that one. The Browns, who went in without Myles Garrett, Denzel Ward, Sahone Tataki, and Porter Gustin, and then lost Ronnie Harrison to a shoulder injury on the first play of the game, needed a few big plays at the end to improve to 8-3 and avoid losing an injury-riddled team that fell to 1-10. We knew it was going to be tough. Stefanski said it wasn't going to be easy, and that's what we signed up for coming down here. The Browns, winners of 3 straight, have their best record through 11 games since returning in 1999. It's also their first 8-win season since 2007, and their third 8-win campaign in the new era. They also climbed to the number 5 seed in the AFC playoff race, the top spot for one of the 3 wildcard playoff spots. We have some of our best football ahead of us, said receiver Jarvis Landry, who had his first 100-yard game and first TD catch of the season with 8 receptions for 143 yards. We took care of each other. The offense picked us up. The defense picked us up. The special teams did a hell of a job on Sunday, that's for sure. It should never have been this much of a nail-biter against a team starting its third-string quarterback in Mike Glennon, and one that was without some key starters, including its best defensive player and Josh Allen, its 2 starting cornerbacks, its starting nickel corner, and its leading receiver, DJ Chark. In fact, things are so bad for the Jaguars, who have lost 16 of 19, that they fired general manager David Caldwell shortly after the game. But the Browns, who fell behind 3 times, found themselves clinging to a 27-25 lead with 2:14 remaining, needing big plays by Andrew Sandijo and Nick Chubb to close it out. Sandijo snatched Glennon's 2-point pass in the back of the end zone to prevent a 27-27 tie after James Robinson's 4-yard TD run. Then Chubb caught a 13-yard screen pass on 3rd and 12th with 1:25 remaining to clinch it. With 1:25 remaining to clinch it. Really happy for Sandijo to make that play, and that's what we need, Stefanski said. We need guys in the back end that will make plays on the ball. As for Chubb's screen, Stefanski said, he made sure we got the first and the clock was still running. He's a very smart player, as everybody knows, just understanding the situation. The Browns need to salvage the end of the game after after failing to convert on 3rd and 4th in inches from the Jacksonville 22 while up 27-19. Baker Mayfield, who also missed 2 throws into the end zone for the second straight week, threw behind Kareem Hunt on 3rd down in the right flat, and then Hunt was stopped for no gain on 4th down to give Jacksonville the ball back at their 22 with 5:29 left. We need to be able to get that bottom line, Stefanski said. It's inches. That's disappointing. We have to have the mentality that if we're going for it there, we have to get it. Stefanski considered kicking a field goal there, but I just felt like the plays that we had would convert. Instead, Glennon, who headed into his first start since 2017 with nothing to lose, moved Jacksonville to the Browns' 24 on the next drive. Then Oliver Vernon stormed in on 4th and 10 and drilled QB in the helmet to earn a 12-yard personal foul to the Browns' 12. Really disappointing that we can't get off the field there, Stefanski said. If we wouldn't have been that close, if Mayfield, 19 of 29 carries and attempts, 258 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, 116.7 rating, had hit 1 of 2 clutch throws in the first half. For the second straight week, he missed a pair of throws into the end zone. This time, a 5-yarder to wide-open Rashard Higgins in the second quarter, and a 6-yarder 2 plays later to single-covered Landry at the left side. The Browns settled for a field goal for a 10-6 edge. We left a lot of points up on the board, Mayfield said. There were a ton of missed opportunities just from my perspective of missed throws. I have to make those throws. That's the bottom line right there. Mayfield, who extended his streak without an interception for 4 games, explained that on the miss to Higgins, he looked high to Harrison Bryant before low to Higgins. I just need to put it on him earlier, he said. The one to the left and the rollout there to Jarvis, just get it down, plain and simple. I've made it that throw 1,000 times, and I'm always going to be critical of myself. And Mayfield said exactly that. That is very true. Mayfield threw a 5-yard TD pass to Landry to make it 7-3 in the first quarter, and a 9-yarder to Hooper to give the Browns a 17-13 lead with 1:10 left in the half. But their hopes for a double dip scoring at the end of the first half and start of the third fizzled when Joe Sherbert forced Bryant to fumble on the first play of the second half. Glennon, 20 of 35 carries and attempts, 235 yards, 2 TDs, no interceptions. Cashed in with a 2-yard TD pass to Tyler Eifert to make it 19-17 Jaguars early in the third. We know they were not going to just roll over, said Chubb. They're not a one-win team, but they're a very talented team and very good. they were not going to have a wounded dog mentality, so we knew we were going to have to get their best shot. Stefanski complimented Mayfield's game and defended the errant throws. I want him to make them all, Stefanski said. There's nobody that makes every throw. He does a great job of playing this game and makes an amazing play for us to win. This game was a much needed breakout for Landry, who has been frustrated this with his luck of opportunities and had some uncharacteristic drops this season. It's definitely been a challenge for me, Landry said. I've had that tough conversation when you're winning and you still feel like you may not be getting the ball. I just made every play that I possibly could get my hands on. Chubb also came up big down the stretch. As usual, he ran for 104 of his 144 yards in the second half and 7.6 yards on his 19 totes. Hunt tacked on, another 62 yards rushing, and the Browns total 207 yards. Chubb consistently makes plays when we need him to, Mayfield said. He runs extremely hard. We lean on him, especially late in these games, where we need these critical yards and these tough yards to earn them. The Browns also got a big game out of the embattled San Diego, who made a big breakup in the end zone in the first quarter, and another on a deep ball on that final drive before catching the two-pointer. It was just what the Browns needed with Harrison out for the game. Dijo is a veteran, said Mayfield. He's a guy that blocks out whatever heat is on the outside because it truly does not matter. He comes and he leads. He is leading a young group of guys and continuing to show up for us. The Browns, who hope to have Garrett and the others back from the COVID-19 list next week, now have two games coming up against the 8-3 Titans and the 6-4 Ravens. That will have a huge playoff implications. The Titans rolled over the Colts, who are 7-4, 45-26 on Sunday, to do the Browns a favor in the playoff race. But they know they must play better in Tennessee on Sunday. As a team, we haven't played a full, complete game yet, said guard Joel Betano. We won some games and we've been in some battles and a lot of one-score games the last few weeks, but if we can put it all together, I think it's going to be something special. And I will give you the highlights from the game. Right now, I'm running out of time for this first segment, so it'll be another two-parter. So I'll be back in just a moment. Stick around.